Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Talk Football. In this new video, I have brought for you a very interesting discussion from a new series of how to make your team better, the transfer fixes. So grab your popcorn and enjoy this video. The main motive of this series is to analyze a particular team's weakness in terms of personnel and improve them by proposing a transfer. After having analyzed the team, I will suggest several outgoings and incomings which will be practical in real life scenarios. For example, we will not suggest a player who has recently moved to a new team. Doesn't matter how good a fit he is for our team, or a player who is too expensive for the club. And only after doing rigorous research, we will present to you several options for that particular position to be filled based on the following three factors. The player proposed shall fit into three of these categories. Number 1. He can be a first team player. Number 2. He can be a prospect for the team and can cement his position in the coming years. Number 3. The cheap alternative to these options. The selling part will also be practical. Depending upon the feasibility and probability of the transfer happening, we will suggest the move. That being said, and hoping that the rules are clear, we will head straight into the very first episode of this series by trying to fix Manchester United and bringing them back to their glory days. But before I get into any of that, drop a thumbs up on this video and share it with your friends. If you are new here, do drop a subscribe and hit the bell icon. And if you want to know what kind of videos I make, check out the channel playlist or the cards at the end of this video. So without wasting any more time, let's try and save Manchester United. Welcome back guys, and before I begin, let me tell you that this video is just for entertainment and educational purpose and in no way is or will affect the real transfer of the team being discussed. Depending on the dynamics of the real footballing economy, the chances of the transfer happening or not may vary. So let's talk about Manchester United. Currently sitting at the 5th spot on the table, their season hasn't been such a success. Still 3 points short from making the top 4, Manchester United need a squad overhaul. Now this suggested measure can or cannot happen in just a single transfer season, but this is a process of development through the years. So I'll give United a maximum of 2 transfer windows to complete the process of selling and buying. And I'm sure that if done, United will be back amongst the world's elite in few seasons under Solskjaer. Now firstly, let's have a look on players United should sell in order to have a budget to spend and clear some wage bills. United should try to sell Phil Jones, Pereira and Sanchez, and should also consider making the loan move of Chris Smalling to Roma permanent. Freeing up Sanchez will clear off a huge wage bill, and getting rid of the before mentioned players will see them setting a standard for what it takes to be at United means so much more. Now talking about the signings should United make, will see them become capable enough to challenge City and Liverpool in the upcoming seasons. Upon analysing the squad of United, I found out that there are possible of 3 areas that United can and should really do better at. Firstly, a long-term partner of Harry Maguire is needed. But looking at the batch of defenders United already has, this can get complicated. But United need to have a left centre-back who is capable of playing in either a back 3 or a 4-2-3-1 formation. United do not concede a lot of goals, but they don't score that much either. This is mostly because Manchester United players fall back when the opposition start an attack and defend collectively, which compromises their attack, bringing too many men behind. Their lack of build-up from the back is the main cause of them often dropping back, and even the main attacking players like Bruno Fernandes often drops deep to begin the play. Therefore, a centre-back who is competent enough and capable of driving the ball forward can dictate the game alongside Harry Maguire is a must. Secondly, United urgently need a deep-lying centre defensive midfielder who is capable of playmaking but also is defensively capable. Since the creativity often falls on the shoulder of Bruno Fernandes and the injured Paul Pogba, United often seem to suffer a lot. Matic and Fred both are decent defensive midfielders, but they clearly lack the creativity. Thus, United need a player who dictates the game from the back, is confident on the ball when pressed, and can use his ability to break the passing lanes by splitting through passes. Thirdly, Manchester United main goal scorers are Rashford and Anthony Martial, both often interchanging their position between the left wing and the main striker. Daniel James, when played on the right, showed sparks of brilliance, but he will need time to hit his potential. Meanwhile, United need to lessen the burden of goal scoring from Rashford and Martial by bringing in a right winger. This player needs to be direct, he needs to have pace to burn, and should be a definite goal threat. And to be precise, United need a number 7. That being said, if United is capable of fulfilling these needs and improve their squad with the players that will be suggested in this video, we can really see them bounce back and turn the tides. So starting from the back, United need a defender. He doesn't have to be world class, but he should fulfill the basic requirement. The centre back should possess the following traits. He should be preferably left-footed to slot in alongside of Harry Maguire or as a wide left back. He should possess positional awareness with a good judgment of the ball. He should be defensively solid and comfortable on the ball. Lastly, he should have the knack of giving accurate long balls. Well, I know this is a demanding list, but to be honest, to play for Manchester United, one must excel in their job profile. I have narrowed it down to the following players suited to the mentioned traits. Let's take a look. If United want to sign a player directly for the first team, the options are Dayot Upamecano, Alessio Romagnoli, and Personal Kimpembe. It's certain that there is a lot of competition in the market and these players won't come cheap, and especially if United won't qualify for the Champions League. Therefore, United can look at the option of the prospect signings. These players are definitely not ready to lead the lines at United, but given the proper amount of time, they will turn out to be massive signings. So namely, Ibrahim Konate, the 20-year-old RB Leipzig defender valued at 40.5 million euros by Transfermarkt. The 22-year-old Ruben Dias of Benfica valued at 30.5 million euros. And lastly, the 20-year-old Dan Axel Zagadou of Dortmund valued at 30.5 million euros by Transfermarkt. It's certain that considering the current market value, none of these players will come cheap, especially the most wanted defender in Europe, Dayot Upamecano. So here's a list of some alternative cheap signings that Manchester can surely consider. Valued at 16 million euros, Luis Felipe of Lazio can be a decent signing looking at his contract set to expire in 2022. He had a stellar season in a 3-5-2 formation and is much suited to the playing style of United. Second option is Daniel Rugani of Juventus. Valued at around just 12 million euros, United can get the 24-year-old for around 18 to 24 since he has a contract running up till 2024. So here are the potential prospects that United can look at, but I've further narrowed it down for you all. These three options, according to me and a few reliable sources, have come up on top from the rest. The most suitable choice seems the 25-year-old left-footed AC Milan captain Romagnoli. Valued at 36 million euros and a contract up till 2022, United can lure him if they have a solid project for him. Being left-footed, he did fulfill most of the traits that United currently seek in a defender. Option number 2 is a massive name, the 20-year-old Dayot Upamecano. Looking at his contract that expires in 2021, RB Leipzig won't be reluctant to sell their star man, but an asking price of over 60 million euros should be expected looking at the quality of the player that he is. Option number 3 is a cheaper and safer alternative in terms of either the 20-year-old Ibrahim Konate of Leipzig or Dan Axel Zagadou of Dortmund. Both are massive prospects and still young and can learn at a big club as United and can cement their position when time comes. Moving along to requirement number 2, a deep-lying central defensive midfielder who is good at reading the game defensively and can often show his creativity by his passing and opening spaces in behind the defense. He needs to be solid at the back, just in front of the defense, and should provide Pogba, Bruno or Lingard the ability to drive forward. One of the most important and necessary trait he should possess is the ability to dictate the pace of the game. Just like Cruz at Madrid, Busquets at Barcelona. If not so much, he must at least be good at interceptions and should communicate well with his teammates. The following players fall into the list of the required traits. For the first team signings, United should consider the 24-year-old Serb international Sergej Milinkovic-Savic of Lazio. valued at 64 million euros and a contract running up till 2024, Sergei won't come cheap. But he will be a statement signing if United bring him to Old Trafford from right under the noses of big European teams like Real Madrid. Next player is the 24-year-old Napoli playmaker, the Barcelona target Fabian Ruiz. There is no doubting in quality when a club like Barcelona keeps a tab on you. And so, for United, Ruiz, valued at 48 million euro, can eradicate their problem in the middle with the blink of an eye. The third option, being more practical and feasible, is Thomas Partey. With a release clause of 50 million euros, Partey won't come cheap, but his quality are no joke. Being 26, he is at the peak of his career and still has got several years at the top. Next, Manchester can look at lining up a deal for the prospects, namely Declan Rice. The 21-year-old West Ham defender turned midfielder was often related to United in the past. Valued at 49.5 million euros, Rice will be a massive signing. Secondly, the 21-year-old Fede Valverde of Real Madrid is currently, in my opinion, one of the best performers of the past season. It's very hard to say that he will leave Madrid, but Fede is exactly what Manchester United need at the moment. Thirdly, a viable option is Ruben Neves of Wolverhampton. Valued at 40 million euros, Neves has received several praises for his performance in the Premier League. Pep Guardiola, in fact, is a fan of this genius. Talking about genius, the 20-year-old Sandro Tonali can be the ideal signing for United. He has a contract set to expire in 2021. United can lure him if they promise regular game time to the new Polo. While all of these options are expensive, let's take a look at the cheap alternatives that just might suffice the needs. At number 1, the 23-year-old Espanyol playmaker Marc Roca. Valued at 16 million and a contract set to expire in 2022, Roca is an absolute beast of a player. Number 2 is the 22-year-old Amadou Diawara of AS Roma. Valued at just 18 million and a high ceiling of potential, United can tempt the youngster with the prospect of playing with the best. Lastly, the Inter man, the 22-year-old Nico Barella, has been in fine form under Conte. Valued at 36 million euros, a contract up till 2024, he won't certainly come cheap, but he was a must mention in this category. So to summing it up all, United should look for number 1, Milinkovic-Savic, whose aerial prowess and amazing runs from deep is always a threat. His ability to stay calm and composed on the ball and excellent technical capability, being born in Spain, will really boost the lifeless midfield of United. At number 2, either of Declan Rice or Ruben Neves, while Neves being my choice for Manchester United as he shall fit well to the system. Thirdly, the best option will be the signing of the 23-year-old Marc Roca for just under 20 million. He can be a big signing as he has shown tremendous promise in La Liga. So at any point in this video, if you like the content, do drop a subscribe if you haven't up till now and give a thumbs up as this really helps the channel to grow. Moving on to the last and final part of the video, that is the signing of an ideal right winger or a number 7. The options are: on the first team category, we have the 20-year-old Jadon Sancho at first. At second, we have the 23-year-old Mikel Oyarzabal of Real Sociedad, valued at 48 million euros. At third, we have the 22-year-old man in form Federico Chiesa, valued at 48 million euros by the transfer market. Now in the category of prospects, we have at number 1 the Valencia man, the 20-year-old Ferran Torres. At number 2, we have Cengiz Under of Roma. The 22-year-old is valued at 24 million euros. At number 3, we have the 23-year-old Carlos Sola of Valencia, valued at 40 million euros. In the category of cheap alternatives, we have at number 1 the 26-year-old Juventus wide man Federico Bernardeschi, valued at just 28 million and a contract up till 2022. At number 2, we have the 27-year-old Florian Thauvin of Olympique Marseille, valued at 32 million euros, but he can come under 25 as his contract is set to expire in 2021. At number 3 in this category of cheap alternatives, we have the 30-year-old Real Madrid winger Gareth Bale, valued at around just 32 million euros. Bale will be looking to re-establish his form and United can be just the perfect place for him. So to sum it up, these are the final players that I see fit for playing at United and can someday carry the weight of their number 7 shirt. Firstly, Jadon Sancho, valued at 117 million euros. Manchester United's admiration for this young man is no secret. Secondly, either of Ferran Torres or Federico Chiesa shall be fit for the requirement of a perfect wide player for United. Both have had decent campaigns for Valencia and Fiorentina respectively. Playing at United can really see their potential flourish under Ole. Lastly, if nothing works out, United should go for Gareth Bale. It won't be that difficult and Bale would be interested if he gets a place in the starting lineup. So finally, the lineup after the transfer being done will look somewhat like this. It should also be mentioned that United should always take a look at the players at disposal from the academy, with the likes of Mason Greenwood, Brandon Williams, Ethan Laird, Gardner and Tonzebe are all wonderful players and should be rotated for their development. If United takes care of these signings and give them a season or two to gel together and grow, I can really see them challenging for the title in the next few years, and so shall the days of glory be back where they belong. Thank you very much guys. I'd love to hear your suggestions in the comments down below. Let me know if you agree with the analysis and let me know the players that you think United should sign. Moreover, if you liked this episode and want us to solve this for your team, mention it below in the comments. And lastly, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be back very soon with more cool contents. Until then, peace out.